that I have some experience about bullying.
Oh, I've never been bullied before, but I've heard of like my neighbors telling me about people bullying them, and it has affected them really, like really bad. Cause some of them, they don't like, they are not confident in themselves again, and some other things.
Really has affected me and the society in different ways. Like it causes mental damage sometimes. Like when a person is being bullied, it can don't okay, it can make a person to stop, or it can make a person to start behaving and be scared of the society. It won't let a person open up to the society or some people.
Bullying has affected me and the society by when the people are harassing people and making people to be scared, making them not to behave like themselves, making them to be afraid of the society and everyone around them.
Earlier, when I started school in GS1, people always abused me because of my glasses. They would call me four eyes, and it was really affecting me. Sometimes I would not even want to wear the glasses to school, and I was always shy to go to the class because they abused me and saying that I can't see very well, I have four eyes, that I'm not like all of them that can see very well, and that I was, some people used to call me blind then, but now I feel better.
I will voice out. I will find help from my teachers or principal, someone who would aid.
Oh, I'm going to report to the principal or my guardian, or I shall make everyone know about it so they can find a solution to it.
I'll try to help her and try to tell her to meet tell him or her to meet someone, a trusted adult that he or she can talk to and explain why he or she is being bullied.
If I find out my friend was being bullied, I will report to the school counselor. Bachelor has made available counselor, so that anytime you see a case of bullying, you can easily report to the counselor so that she can take further action. So I'll report to the school counselor.
I will try to make the person or tell the person that the person shouldn't be afraid of bullying because of they are just making you to be scared and not to be yourself in the society.
My enlightenment programs, I can like as the head girl, I will like provide them with enlightenment program and seminars like the head person.
By which I'll ask the principal to have a press conference about bullying and to lay down some certain rules and severe punishments for anybody who involved in bullying.
There should be certain rules against bullying. There should be punishments for bullying in the school.
I will create rules that will stop the flow of bullying in the society, because there's a saying that says bullying is a pain in the society. So if the government or some people can create rules against bullying, there won't be a cause of bullying.
In my own little way, I can help eradicate bullying by when I see an act of bullying, I can report to the principal or the teachers or the counselor, and also I can talk to the person if the person needs help. I can talk to the person, advise them on how to change.
Did you know that 28% of young people from primary 4 to primary 6 have been victims of bullying? That 30% of high school students have acknowledged being bullied by other students? That about 10 to 14% of children have been victims of bullying for over 6 months? And about 60% of the time, adults that engage in bullying are male, while 80% of women bullies target other women? Boys apparently engage more in bullying than girls do, and studies have shown that teachers underestimate how much bullying goes on because they only see like 4% of it. These are just a few statistics to show how rampant bullying is in our society.
Hi, my name is Owen. I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm into all things PR.
My name is Maka. I'm an entertainer.
Hi, my name is Sheifumi Nomia Yusuf. I'm a multimedia personality, a mental health advocate, and a creative.
Bullying to me is intentionally trying to hurt someone because you feel you can intimidate them because you feel like you're stronger?
My worst nightmare. It's not fun. It's not interesting. I think it stampedes on one's personality and one's self-esteem and morals, and it could affect the way you see yourself and how you relate to your environment.
I feel like bullying is a cowardly act. So anyone who does it is a coward. In my personal opinion, I feel like people who are very insecure are the ones that tend to, bully other people. They see your strengths and they want to kind of break you down. That's what I feel.
Bullying has many definitions, but the most common denominator is that it is physical or verbal aggression that is repeated over a period of time. It also involves an imbalance of power. Bullying may take many forms, with the two most common being teasing and indirect bullying, such as excluding the victim or spreading lies about the victim. Bullying can also occur in the workplace or at home. It is not just at schools or among children.
My name is Ifedayo Olufemi. I'm a beautician. I'm into hair. Really, none of my children have ever reported bullying. But I think I've heard about bullying, or rather, one or two bullying in their class or peers. But it's not really a violent bully.
I think when he was in secondary school. So then we don't know whether it's bullying or whatever. We only know that anybody that does that means that child is, maybe they are playing, because then he came home telling me that his daddy should not come to pick him with truck. I do drop him with I think Honda Civic that time. So, but if I don't have time to go and pick him in the afternoon, his daddy will go there and pick him with a truck. Maybe when he's coming back from wherever he goes. He will not stay inside the school premises. He will come out to come and meet his daddy. Once they close, you know that somebody's coming and pick him. So he will now trek outside the gate of the school. So I now asked, why are you doing like that? He now said that they are abusing him in school, that his daddy bring a truck, like the daddy doesn't have car. That was the first experience. And the second was that, so when he get to school, he was crying like, we should paint our house. What is all this? They are abusing him in school that your house that is not painted. Now that we have known your house now, so your house is not painted at all. That means your daddy doesn't have anything. My daddy has some. So now this is the time that so what happened to him then was bullying. So, but me, that time I just told him that it's nothing. If you don't paint our house and they painted their own, that is no problem now. And if you come to school with truck, that's what we have.
It's been aggressive. Then I think bullies start from environment or where you stay, grow up, or the kind of peers you move with. And sometimes bully comes from the parents as well, because we have husband that bully wife and the wife that bully the husband. So the children could pick from those things and think, it's a good thing now, let me just emulate this, my parents. But I think that's where they do pick from.
I think it's from home. If their parent is doing it, they will surely do it. If the parent is bullying, surely the child will do it. And secondly, if your child is bullying somebody, you cannot correct that person instantly. That child will continue doing it.
Really, I don't sign into punishment, because punishing them is just like adding to their bully acts. But I think with certain words, then words from the Bible, because we have enough words that can just calm them down and kind of repent, I think. But punishment is a no for me.
So in school now, new generation now, if you beat anybody in school now, they will say you want to kill them. Even the parents will come and fight you. So I I don't know. At times they will say, I'm just joking with him, oh, I'm joking with her, oh. But they should be counseling them first once they enter the school, not about education alone. Maybe for 1 week, let that be their counseling. Bullying. Teach them what is bullying. And so after that, anybody that does this is the punishment. Maybe they're going to suspend you for 2 weeks.
There are 4 types of bullying. There is physical, verbal, relational, which means spreading rumors and other forms of intimidation, and reactive, which means being a former bully and now picking on others.
I wouldn't say that I was bullied per se, but I grew up in the midst of boys. So yes, maybe they bullied me, but like not in that sense of the word. But for this interview, I would say yes.
Oh, I was bullied when I was very young, when I was, in secondary school, primary school, because of my skin. We had money then, so people would pick on that as well, oddly enough. But yeah, mostly because of my skin and the fact that I'm albino. I think that's the only kind of bullying I face.
Yes, I was several times, but just like Chloe, I learned to do revenge.
When my mom raised us as kids, she would always drum this into our ears. She would say, if your mate hits you and you come back to me crying, I will beat you on top of it. You cannot come to me crying that your classmate beat you. No, you stand up for yourself. So that's one of her teachings that I never forgot. So I always learned how to stand up for myself, and even when I was bullied, I would stand up for myself.
It's made me, it has affected me in a good way. It's made me a stronger person. It's made me be able to fight for people that are getting bullied. And but before that, the adverse effect of bullying for me was I became very timid.
Nothing physical, but it just made me uncomfortable. It made me feel out of place. And I was able to learn to, turn the situation around and make it work in my favor.
Oh yes, I have. I was having a conversation this morning that I feel sorry for anyone that's gonna feel like they can bully me now. Like, I would make your life a miserable living hell, literally. So, but yeah, now I rarely get bullied because I speak up for myself. I don't care about so many things. But before it would get to me, but now no.
I think I am overcoming it. I do not necessarily struggle with it at this point, but I am still overcoming it. There are days or there are situations that reminds me of being bullied, or when I find myself in maybe not being myself or not expressing myself, and you look deep down, it's tied to like a previous experience where you've been demeaned.
There are several underlying issues that make someone become a bully. It could be they themselves could have been victims of bullying, or a sense of entitlement. It could be that they themselves were victims of bullying, or peer pressure, sense of entitlement, anger issues, and they don't know how to deal with their emotions, so they take out their frustration on someone else who is more vulnerable than they are.
I think lack of authenticity, not being self-aware, mindful, or present. I also think a lot of people that are bullied, they've also been bullied before. And it could even have to do with, their situations with their caregivers, how they grew up, how they related to their environment. But it turns out that a lot of people that do bully, they just turn out to be timid afterwards.
What makes someone a bully? I feel like it could be a number of things. They could have been bullied themselves, they are insecure about something, they are projecting, and it could be anything.
seek the validation in yourself as opposed to other people. When you're able to look inwards and to know that you are enough and you're unique and you're different from every other person, I think you won't let other people's words or other people's actions interfere with how you live, how you are, and how you express yourself and your confidence. So seek the validation in yourself first.
So I think the younger Maka did well. She fought for herself. She stood up for herself. So yes, I will tell her,
fight back. Fight back, because a bully, the only language a bully would understand is if you stand up to them and fight back.
It depends on the crime, to be honest, and the age. Bullying ranges from being a child to even being an adult. So if it's a child and the victim reports to the bully's parents, the parent would know the adequate consequence to stop that action from happening again. Maybe take away the child's phone, no TV, stop him stop him or her, because bullying has no gender. Anybody can be a bully. So stop him or her from doing what he or she likes to do till they understand that bullying isn't something that they should do. Now, in the case of an adult, if the person is in a place of power, maybe at work, and it's been reported to maybe HR, maybe some sort of a suspension or even demotion, so depending on how consistently that person has been a bully for, because they need to understand that bullying is not an option.
I think how they used to beat people on the assembly ground. That would be nice if they can just line them up and flog them.
I wish a bully is bullied, by a bigger, you know what I mean. But punishment for bullies, it depends. I mean, it depends. If you're bullying someone that's younger than you, then obviously somebody that's more advanced has to come in, maybe conversation, or even in the society we are living, beating. But I don't know if there's a right punishment for bullies, just to be honest. But anything that'll make them stop, then yeah.
I will tell my child the same thing my mom told me and told my brothers. You need to learn how to stand up for yourself. Because to be honest, the bullies are just human beings. They are as scared of anybody else as you are afraid of them. Once you show them that they can't talk to you anyhow or treat you anyhow, trust me, they won't come back to you. That's what I'll teach my kids, to be strong and to be kind.
For real, I'm not joking. She bullied my niece or my nephew. We're going outside. There's no conversation.
What makes one a bully? How is a bully formed? Why do bullies thrive in our society? These questions and more are what we need answers to get to the root of the problem this menace is causing among us as a nation.
My name is Lincoln Augustine, aka Lazim the Bard Austin. I'm a radio producer, what we call sound design specialist. Well, I just have to talk generally now. Bullies are usually not the people with low self-esteem and people who have fear in them, who come from families that are dysfunctional and also have this fear in them where they know that in the larger scheme of things, like where they come from, they're not part of this discussion. So what a bully feeds off is to instill fear in the other person, to make himself feel like he belongs to something. Because where he comes from, he doesn't have that influence when it comes to bullying others. He came from an environment where people get bullied. He came from, coming from families where, maybe there is a certain level of domestic violence. So what they try to take it out on other people, make them feel smaller and make themselves look big. But behind that bully, there is a little man in there who's yearning for something that he never has. Well, those around me, if you're talking about family, no, they don't, because then being a bully, I I was a small man in the family. So, but people around me, when you talk about like classmates, it affected them negatively in the sense that, I mean, people come around you and they don't have the confidence, and they'll be able to do what other people do, and they feel like you intimidate them. So I don't think it has any good effect or any positive impact. No, it doesn't. What I would change? Choose the kind of places we're born into, but that's not possible. If I could, I'd like to choose the kind of places I'm born into.
Bullying has driven some individuals to inflict bodily harm on themselves, and in some rare cases, suicide. Victims often believe whatever their bullies say to them, which harms their self-esteem and diminishes their self-worth, thereby making them feel less of a person. A bully mostly feeds on the fear of his victims.
Wow, yeah, my name is Olaolu Bolanle. I'm a professional mental health counselor. I like to call myself a Gen Z and millennial counselor. So bullies actually, most bullies want is power. So they take out for people who look powerless that they can take the power from. And there's also something called trauma pleasuring. Most people who have been bullied, who bully, are people who have other people bullying them. Maybe subtle bullying from home, older ones, or older friends, or people from the neighborhood. So they look for somebody that they can, take power from just the way it's been taken from them. So they seek out for people who are powerless, and just go after them and bully them.
Recently in the news, we have heard of cases of bullying that has led to one death and another slit in the throat by his bully. This makes you wonder if your words are safe when you drop them off at school. What measures have been put in place by schools to prevent any more cases of bullying?
I am Lawa Kama, the principal of Barache Model College Ifaka. Actually, bully generally is not acceptable in the society. So in our school, it's not acceptable because we have rules and regulations actually guiding the teachers, the students, and our stakeholders generally. So in case of any, we have appropriate measure in place to curb it. One is that the child will be called to order and the parent will be invited. Then after that, it will be announced in the assembly in order to curb others from doing such. Otherwise, when you try to hide any maladies of a child, then other children will want to pick such unscrupulous habits. School don't create a role in creating bullying, except if the environment accepts it. Bully is also evil. Bully could come in different aspects. It could be through threatening, it could be physical, it could be verbal. Like even now that they allow children to handle phone, you see a child of 10 years using phone. There's cyberbullying. So many of them, you can see them insulting one another on phone.
I am Mrs. Diwali. I am a counselor, guidance and counselor of the school. I'm Mrs. Adeniji Iberoke, and I teach in Barache Football School, and also the school counselor.
No matter how little that case may be, we do, and like this time now, the case so far we've had is just like 2 cases, which I have handled, like including that is first time plus this new time that we just resumed.
Such cases reported, we investigate. When we investigate and actually there is something that has to do with bullying there, we get the attention of the person. As a counselor, you have to sit that person down and talk sense into that person. Some of these children, they are learning some of these things from their homes, some from the environment where they have found themselves, and they feel that is the best way of life. So as a counselor, you have to let them know that that is not the best way of life. You don't have to be aggressive. We have made them to understand that they have to think of other ways of relating with children. They have to be more humane when they are dealing with children. They have to be more interactive the way they deal with other students. They don't have to be aggressive. They don't have to be violent. They don't have to get it their way all the time.
Those who bully, the first thing we do is that here we have a cordial relationship with parents. So when we actually have, if there's a reported case of bullying, we invite the two student or pupils that are involved, and sometimes separately we try to interview them to actually know what really transpired. Then we look for witnesses, that people that students that are there that are aware of what the reported boy or girl has been doing. Then after that, we try to get the parents informed of what the pupil or the student has been doing or reported issue as regarding that word or child. Then after that, we call that child and we try to find out, because for every child that bully, sometimes there's a root cause for them why they bully. We try to find out what is the home front, the association, the neighborhood, what is it like.
So I have been able to speak to a lot of them, and some of them are changing. They are saying it.
Yes, just as I've said before, if a case is being reported, we try to investigate, because sometimes the children can be funny, maybe because they want to pick on a particular child. But whenever it is reported, we will swing into action with my other team partners that we do work together. We swing into action. We let the class teacher of that child, of that particular student, to be aware. We also get in contact with the parent. We invite the parent over, and we do thorough investigation, because that is very, very important.
Those that are being bullied, the advice we normally give them is they have to know that this is like a school, like set up like this. We have children from different backgrounds, so they tend to bring whatever thing they have learned, into their interaction with people. So when such thing happens, you tell the parents to take it calmly. It's not what you have to take it off, because these children that are really involved in this thing, at times it's not really their making. Like I've said, it is what they have learned. It is the example that their parents have set for them. That is what they are practicing. So those that are victims, you have made them to realize that have to take it fully, and parents, I think they are showing understanding. They are not taking it too far.
My advice: first, we go to the children that have been bullied. Here we tell our children, please speak out. That is our slogan. Speak out. Nobody is intimidating you. Be bold enough to speak out, because when they speak out, that is even when we are aware that a bully case is going on. But when a child does not speak out and we assume everything is all right, okay, for the child that have been bullied or the parent that their children have been bullied, they should give a listening ear to their children. When they come home and they said, "Mommy, I have something to tell you," whether it is something that is relevant or irrelevant, just please give them that 5 minutes of your time to listen to them, and listen very well.
So, how do we as a society get rid of this scourge called bullying? How do we stand up to our bullies in a society that silently encourages bullying, especially when one's self-esteem has been tampered with?
Wow, it actually has a lot of mental damage, you know. It causes low self-esteem, it causes low confidence because they break their confidence level, and it causes poor self-image because it comes in different ways. You know, there are different types of bullying. You know, there are people who do body shaming, people who bully, like physical assault actually, you know, to bully people who say like negative things to people on social media, you know. So it actually tears down people's self-image, how they view themselves, their self-esteem, their confidence level, and you know it has a lot of emotional damage. But those are like the so if you notice that you are being bullied, so the first thing for you to do is okay, you have to actually learn how to, you know, speak out and stand up for yourself. I know it's not easy. It sounds very easy to just tell you, you know, speak up and stand up for yourself. I know it's not easy. So you can actually get help. You can talk to somebody who you think is you know, skilled in that way, or you can talk to an older person, or it can even be a peer who you think can stand up for themselves and tell them that, okay, this is happening to me. What can I do to stand up to this person? So it's actually okay for you to just seek help. Don't be bullied and just assume that that's just it. I can't do anything about it and suffer in silence. So just seek help from somebody who you think can help you. So if you have somebody bullying your child, you cannot just tell the child, as in a child that is being bullied. First of all, if you notice that your child is being bullied, you know, there are some signs that you see. Maybe the child who is always excited to go to school, doesn't want to really go to school anymore, or maybe a child that is or maybe a friend or peer that, you know, is always on social media, post, do, you know, stuff, and the person just stops suddenly, you know, and you ask them and they're just giving you answers that suggest that, you know, maybe they're getting like some unwanted attention or somebody is bullying them, you know. So you can just, the way to help them, just get them to talk to you first. You know, when they are open about what they are feeling, how, you know, how somebody, if they are open about the way they feel about, you know, what somebody is doing to them and how the person is doing it. So you can just get the content of what the person is saying. Okay, what does this person say to you? You know, because, you know, bullying is in different form. The person might be, you know, be sabotaging your efforts. That's another way of bullying. When you are putting in effort and the person is like, you know, tearing your effort down, making you look like you're not doing anything. It's a form of bullying. So just know the type of way the person is bullying, maybe your child, your friend, or anybody. You know, when you know the type of way the person is bullying them, when you want to handle bullying, you might not want to go and confront the bully directly. You know, they might take it out on the victim again, so you might not want to do that directly. So you just want them to know that, okay, so what would you want this person to stop doing to you? Okay, now then you now brainstorm on how you can stop this person from doing it. Okay, so maybe if this person says this thing to you, okay, why not try this way? You can try role playing. So tell them like, okay, give me the content of what this bully says to you. Okay, this bully usually tell me this. Then the other person, yes, the victim is the victim. Then you can be the bully. Okay, so I'll say this to you. When I say this to you, reply this way, or, you know, do this. Just see how, you know, it will be the person's confidence. Somebody tells you you are very stupid, you're a jerk, you are a no-brainer, and all you just do is you sit down and keep quiet. If I tell you next time when the person tells this to you, tell them, you don't talk to me like that, I am smart. Then if you have a problem, deal with your own personal problem. The person doesn't have the confidence to tell that to the person. So it's practice that makes perfection. So you can just do the role playing. Okay, so now I will say this to you. You can keep role playing until the person builds that confidence to stand up to you. You will notice that the first time you even want to do the role playing, the person will be timid because the person has broken their self-esteem and their confidence level. So if you keep practicing like over and over, the person starts to build. So one day when the bully tries to do that to them, they just stand up for themselves because it's something they've been practicing before time. So that's the way parents or guardian can, you know, help them their words to, you know, prevent bullying.